Today we're only talking about the SCP items that come out of these display cases. They're also known as bulletproof containers. There are about 9 of these SCP items. Let's get started. Dead last is Grandma's Ashes. Now, there's another variant to this, but most people don't know what it does. But how can you have any use for this? I try a lot to use this item. I try to place it in an elevator to slow down an SCP, but that just ruins my vision. Okay, it takes forever to put this down and pick it back up if you misplaced it. It takes up an inventory slot, and really, it's just best to avoid this. It's funny if you see it in a hallway in heavy containment, but there's really not a use for this item. I mean, maybe if you want to chill a locked SCP inside of a room, but how often is there an SCP in a room that's so small that this can reach? So really, how do you even use this item?
What is this? Clearly, at the bottom, we have the light bulb. I mean, you only can use it on one room in the highly chanced situation that you need to lock an SCP out of a room for a moment of time. What if you're in a dead end? You're just delaying the inevitable. I mean, it can get you out of a sticky situation, but many times if you're in an elevator or if you're not by a door, or if the door is broken, then it's not very useful.
Don't get me wrong, who doesn't like instant healing? But you shouldn't often be in a chance to where you need to heal, okay? You may need to shoot down an enemy opponents without them even noticing you, okay? And a medkit heals you just as much, okay? So really, SCP-500 doesn't do much more than any other healing item does, and also it removes whatever status effect you have. So if you have your cola and going super fast, or you have your anti-cola, or if you have your green snake venom, and if you take this SCP-500, then it all goes away. So it's really just a last-ditch effort cure. If you're going to dive all your colas, maybe hold this on to yourself, but if you're drinking cola anyways, you're just planning on keeping it. So really, I find SCP-500 over and over again, like 3 times in a row. And I don't really see a lot of uses for it. It's very situational. So now we have the anti-cola. Now, it's really good because it makes you harder to kill, but it's weighed down a lot by this side effect, okay? This facility in SCP Secret Laboratory is super huge, okay? There's so many rooms, especially if the nuke is going off, or if light containment's decontaminating, you gotta get out of there fast, okay? And you gotta beat all your buddies to all the good loots, okay? So if you can't maneuver around the facility, the slowdown really affects you. But it is really good to, like, if you want to jump off, I guess, a high place and then survive a fall that should kill you. That's a perk of this SCP item, but there's only like one ledge in the game that you can jump off of that would kill you, but this would allow you to live that fall. It takes like an extra hit or two from dog, I think, and you can survive some situations. But if you're gonna die, I think you're gonna die anyways, with anti-cola or without anti-cola. But it is really good because it allows you to use the cola bomb. So it's not all bad, but by itself, I mean, you need, if you have anti-cola, you better get yourself some cola too. Now we have the snake venom. Now this allows you to reload faster and increases or maybe decreases your ADS. So essentially it makes you handling items and weapons faster. Now, that's the biggest thing that allows SCPs to kill you. If the entire squad is firing on an SCP and everyone has to reload, that basically makes you sitting duck. So this allows you to reload a little bit faster, but still, I don't feel like it's fast enough. Reloading is just such a big deal. So I would say that this item is good, but it's not a superpower, unlike the items on the top of this list. But I think it's okay. I mean, you can reload faster. It's kind of like Speed Cola from COD Zombies. So, and that's not bad. It doesn't have any major side effects. Just don't drink snake venom and cola at the same time. You'll have a bad time. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the bouncy ball. Okay, it's like one of the coolest concepts for an SCP item out there. I mean, it's like a bouncy ball that kills you. But with great power comes great responsibility. And it's just too much fun, okay? If you throw the bouncy ball, let's say near 914 or the nuke room, you better just not go in there for a while. Now, it does, when it hits maybe terminal velocity, I don't know what the correct term is, but it does explode if it bounces too fast or too much. But I feel like it's a great weapon. I mean, you lock an SCP in an elevator with that and some grenades. It's just like, I feel like even if I throw a ball in an elevator with an SCP, they still somewhat dodge it. But you can, if you throw it as soon as the door closes, I think you can get them. But it's like a grenade, a more effective grenade, honestly, that lasts longer. So it's very powerful, but it's very destructive. And some of these items are more sentimental that you want to keep. Speaking of this item, the gramophone, every 2 minutes it allows you to speak to the dead. Now, information is a valuable asset, okay? In other games, intelligence in the real world matters a lot. So here you're going to get some valuable info about where certain SCPs are, where, if chaos has spawned or not, where are some good loot. Sometimes it could be utter nonsense, but allows you to speak to the dead. It allows you to know, if you're the last one left, what areas should be open. And genuinely, I think it's a good item to hold on to. And it's not like the ball, which just completely destroys everything. It's a one-time use. Here you can hold on to this. You can use it another time. And depending on the server you are on, of course, if it's like a small server with like 5 people, maybe the gramophone is not the best. But I generally think this is one of the most powerful items out there. At number 2, you got the cola. Now, you need to know that the cola does kill you over time. So you need to basically fill your inventory up with healing items. So essentially, once you drink the cola, say goodbye to half your inventory. Now, I'm surprised there's not an item on this list that expands your inventory. Now, there is an experimental item that they're thinking about adding in, which is the goggles. I think it's one of the SCP items in the lore that allows you, it basically stabs your eyeballs, allows you to see into buildings or into rooms. And essentially, it kind of acts as 096's detection, perhaps. But when it comes to the cola, it's very cool. Movement is important, okay? You want to get around the facility fast. It allows you to escape the nuke, escape decontaminant zone very fast. And I think if you drink one cola, you don't ever have to worry about regenerating your sprint again. You're always in sprint mode. So I think it's very powerful. Compared to these other items, especially the bottom ones for sure, this is one of the best. And not to mention, it's part of the 2-part cola bomb recipe. Get this in anti-cola, and you can be an SCP killing machine. I believe the hat is the most powerful item in the game. If you found this item, then your survivability has just went up about 100%, maybe 200%. Okay, this allows you to escape from any situation, okay? Now, the biggest drawback is its cooldown. It's about 2 minutes, the same as gramophone, and people do maybe mismanage the hat. They escape an SCP or a situation, and then they put themselves right back in the situation too soon, or they don't wait long enough. This is a great backup plan. Now, there is some time. It takes some time to put on the hat. It's not an instantaneous thing to put on the hat. So you do have to be worried about that. But after that, I think you're good. You're invisible. Now, the computer can't see you, so you need to know that. But make sure there's no doors closed around you, because, of course, if you open up a door, that takes off your hat. So be aware of that. Now, that's it. That's all the 9 SCP items you can find inside of those display cases. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. What do you guys think are the best items, and which ones am I underrating? Please let me know in the comments down below. And of course, tell me what your favorite SCP item is.